Welcome! It's my dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today we're going to look at this week's episode of Inside Star Citizen. It's for September 17th, 2020. And they talk about a lot of different things in this Inside Star Citizen. This one has a wide variety of topics, including the personal inventory system. They talked about inventory. They're going to talk about the shaders and repainting planets. They're going to talk about the Refinery Decks coming in 3.12, and then they also talk about the homesteads that we saw a couple videos back, or a couple Inside Star Citizens back. So right now in the personal inventory system in 3.10, it's pretty basic. It's pretty basic. You can pull it up and you just have a few things, that you can stack on top of one another, and that's all. They are going to expand upon that, which expect this for every mechanic in the game. It's going to have a first iteration, a second iteration, and then it's going to actually expand into what's probably closer to the final iteration. As you can see here, this personal inventory is now grown, and you can actually store things, whether it's in the backpack, your chest piece, or on your leg storage. So you'll have storage in all those different compartments, and you'll be able to switch things from each one to another. Really neat idea, neat system. I don't think we're getting quite to the level of Escape from Tarkov as far as the inventory management, but maybe we will. This is definitely a step in that direction. When physicalized inventory becomes a final thing with the iCache system, we may end up seeing an Escape from Tarkov type scenario. This is all done using the Building Blocks UI, the same Building Blocks UI they used to create the HUDs for the ships, the new HUDs, and also to create our new Mobi-Glass features. So they redid all of that with the Building Blocks UI system. So really neat how they've integrated this Building Blocks UI into everything. It's be interesting to see what other things they do with it. I think it kind of goes along with the elevator panels as well, that they're reworking. Maybe it'll go a little bit more into other systems, like the ship systems for engineers, navigation, etc. It'll be interesting to see how much use they get out of this Building Blocks UI. It seems like it's capable of a lot of things. They even used it on the menu screens that we'll get in 3.11, which we talked a little bit about in a previous video. So that is really awesome, really cool. You can see here they're also showing you how, the different drinks and stuff. Will we see those in something that's not ghostly blue, transparent, or will it show up as a fully realized thing in the inventory system? Like, hey, this is what it looks like, instead of that ghostly blue, transparent representation. I honestly don't care either way. I think it's fine the way that they have it. But if they want to go all out with it, I'm okay with that as well. So here they show the rock picking up all the inventory, or all the minables. This is probably Haydenite at this point. And then you can go and access the cargo in the back of the rock. Now you could transfer that cargo over to your person or leave it in there. You could split it up. If you've got like 100 rocks there, you could split it and then move some of them to your own personal cargo. And you can see they have the percentage of how much space it's filling up in that cargo slot. So that's definitely useful. Again, this isn't just another iteration. I imagine we'll see something even more complex before it's all said and done. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you like this new iteration of the inventory system? I think it's just one or two steps away from full physicalized inventory. I really think we're really close to getting that. The iCache system they actually have been working on. From what I hear, they actually had it in a patch that the Avocati got to test. So we are really close to that, I think. And with that, we're going to have physicalized shields, physicalized damage, everything. Because salvage, they could start working on the salvage mechanic that we've been hoping and praying for over a year now. So that with that physicalized system, it's going to mean the world for Star Citizen. They can really start working on all sorts of other mechanics, the repair mechanic, the health mechanic, where you can actually heal your teammates or, rescue them, whatever. It's very cool. So then they moved into the Refinery Deck. We know the cargo deck is about to be put in 3.11, and they're testing that on Evocati as we speak. The whole 3.11 patch is being tested. You can read those patch notes if you know where to look. Star Citizen Leaks is a great source for that. Here's the artwork for the Refinery deck. They're using assets they already have in the game to do most of this, but the art team has also put out stuff for the prop team to create to fulfill this whole vision of what these Refinery decks are supposed to look like. So that's something we can look forward to. Now this is where they talk about the new shaders, how they make things more organic, as far as rocks, sand, gravel, the whole 9 yards. It's supposed to make everything seem more realistic, more organic, and the shaders are supposed to also help with that as well. I don't know how it's going to deal with plants and stuff like that. I don't think it has any effect with on that. I think this is more for rocks and whatnot. Because they talked about the spread. Using the tessellation stuff to spread out rocks, they can alter how that works. What's one of the things you notice from this screen here as they pan through is you don't have a lot of massive rocks. So if you're riding along in your rover, your gray cat buggy, whatever it is that you're transport on the ground, you're going to be less likely to get hung up on a crazy rock that comes out of nowhere, or one that you think you should have been able to go over. You're not going to get hung up on a lot of those big rocks if they spread these out a little bit like they have. I really like that. I've been looking forward to that. That's been one of my pet peeves. Like, you can escape from prison, but once you get on Aberdeen and get in a rover, you can't go anywhere. You're going to go maybe a kilometer away before you're bumping up against a rock and you get stuck, or you flip over because you hit a rock that just came out of nowhere, or lately it's been going through rocks that appear to be there but they're not. So hopefully a lot of that will be solved by this new paint and new shader. One of the things I did say is that this is Pyro 5's moon, one of the moons at Pyro 5, and they're going to have to do some work to make it a little bit different from Daymar, because they were calling it the Red Daymar. They had a lot of the similar textures, a lot of the similar features, so they're adding a little bit extra to differentiate the two. But if you ask me, look at that sky. That sky differentiates the two. That's beautiful. That is really beautiful. We don't know what the atmosphere is. You could probably look it up if you go to the star map, but I don't know what atmosphere it is that makes a sky like that. That's that red and blue. That really reminds me of. Honestly, this scene could be right out of someplace in Arizona or New Mexico, maybe. Who knows? But it looks really pretty to me. I really like the way that Pyro is shaping up right now. Leave in the comments what you think about this moon of Pyro. Is it all that you think it was going to be? I was really expecting charred masses on a few planets and moons, and I'm sure we're still going to get that. It would be really cool to have something like Crematoria from the Chronicles of Riddick in the verse, where you have to outrun the sun and the heat. That would be pretty neat. I don't think we're going to get that anytime soon. But hey, devs, if you're watching this, maybe you can do a mock-up of that. That would be pretty cool. Then they moved into these habs, if you want to call them that, these homesteads that they had done some artwork for, some concepts, and they were really cool. It was really neat to see. But then in this video, they showed how they've made a lot of these into 3D models. So that is awesome how they're coming along so quickly with these homesteads. I expect to see some of these in the game fairly quickly. Within maybe before the end of the year, because it looks like they've come a really long ways on them. I would love to see this same variation. I don't want to see the same homestead over and over and over again. I want to see varied homesteads. Don't you guys want to have a different homestead than the guy next door to you, or see all the different kinds of homesteads on different planets? I would love to see that. I don't think they need to have the same one over and over and over again. That would get boring. That doesn't look real to me. It's not organic. So I really hope that they bring in multiple variations of all these different homesteads and put them in the game, put them in different places and spread them out. I think that would be really awesome. What do you guys think in the comments down below? What was your favorite part of this video? Is it the inventory system? Is it the refinery deck? Is it the shaders for the planets? Or is it the homesteads? What one are you looking forward to the most in game? Now, we definitely know that the inventory system is going to be there in 3.11 for sure. We know that the repainted planets going to be there in 3.11 for sure. Are the homesteads? How far off are they? I mean, is this something you're looking forward to? You're looking forward to the refinery decks? We don't even really know exactly how they're going to work. We have some ideas on how it's going to work. In 3.11, we'll see the cargo decks, and I'm sure the refinery decks will work very similar to the cargo decks. But yeah, I can't wait to find out how it's all going to go down. I also saw in 3.11 that they are going to get rid of some of the armistice zones, or at least will make the armistice zones free fire. So you'll be able to get into a firefight in the armistice zones, and you'll be able to shoot off the guns on the stations. So the rest and relax stations, you'll be able to shoot those guns off. Like, you'll be able to blow them apart, and they'll respawn after about 5 minutes. But there should be also some size 10 guns in there as well, and if you get hit by one of those, you're going to be in trouble. Plus, you'll get a crime stat for any kind of fighting that you do inside those limited armistice zones. Something to look forward to. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell icon to let you know when I do more of these. Thank you to my Patreon and YouTube members. If you want to join those, you can do that in the description down below this video. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy. I'll see you out in the verse.